what we're doing here is getting ready to plant some seeds, which ultimately are going to make plants. So what I've done is I've ordered some 3-meter lengths of guttering, and you can get these online from Screwfix, and they're not expensive at all. I think they're about £3 and they will deliver. Screwfix.com. Then what I've done is I've used a hacksaw. Something that looks like that. You can get smaller ones. Again, you can get that on Screwfix if you haven't got one. And I've cut these into 1-meter lengths. You could have them a bit longer, but they're easier to handle. So a 3-meter pipe leaves you 3 1-meter lengths. And to be honest, that's enough for the seedlings at a time. You could do half of one thing and half of another, of course, because when they start to grow, you'll have to thin them out a bit. Now, to stop the soil falling out of the end, we use something called duct tape, and that's spelt D-U-C-T. And then what we're going to do is pull some of this off, hopefully. And then what we do is we just glue it, stick it over the end of the guttering. Now, if you haven't got guttering or you don't want to order it, then you could use ordinary little pots. It doesn't matter. I like guttering because you can then just dig a hole in your vegetable patch the same shape as the guttering, and then you can just slide the seedlings in, and you don't have to disturb them or have the bore of planting them all out later. So this is a little bit fiddly perhaps at the beginning, but well worth it longer term. So I've done that at the end. Okay, and this stuff's pretty waterproof. It'll certainly last the length of time. I've then got some multi-purpose compost. This is maybe not ideal, but it was, and you can get seed compost, that's another possibility, or something called John Innes, I-N-N-E-S, number 3. But at the moment, you're going to be very limited to what you can find. If you haven't got compost, then you might have to use the soil that comes in molehills, or something like that, or maybe speak to Grant, see if anyone is still doing online deliveries. So I'm filling up the tray, and as I said, this isn't ideal because it's a bit too fibrous. Can you, Adrian, if we're close up, can you see how fibrous? And that's just that much more difficult for seeds to push their way through. But you know, when you consider that we live with heavy clay, you know, they'll survive. And it does have the advantage of it's easier to transfer it when your seedlings have actually grown. It doesn't fall to pieces. So I'm patting this down gently, and as you can see, I've now filled that up.
Getting quite long.
Okay. Then what you want to do is you could, so as I said, if you're not using guttering, you could use pots like that, either plastic ones or ceramic ones. And again, just fill that up with loose compost, don't compact it down too much. Then what you want to do is you want to get your packets of seed, and I'll give you loads of those, and look on the back. And on the back you can see it says sow February to March to November. So you can start sowing for February. It tells you what you need to do with it. So the biggest thing is you need to remember what you've sown where, and I don't have any little plastic tabs, so what I'm most probably going to do is write on the end, or draw myself a plan, or stick a bit of masking tape on the front with the name. So, or otherwise, if it's a surprise, that can be a bit of a, well, anyway. So these are broad beans. They're going to be quite big plants, and that's what they look like. And I've just literally laid them on the top, and these ones I've laid them about 3 inches apart. Okay, and these I will most probably have to transplant later.
They look like stones.
Adrian says they look like stones. They're not stones. So I've almost, of those, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'd most probably do 24 plants, so that otherwise I won't get enough of a crop to make it worthwhile. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of compost over the top. So don't overfill your gutter when you put your first load of soil. As I said, don't forget to label them, that's key. And then I haven't got any water in here because it's going to make the right mess, but I will then, when I've finished, I would just gently water them like that, okay? And I then put them indoors on a sunny surface. I'm going to put them on my coffee table in front of my extension, so they get lots of light, and then it's warm and they can start growing. So you could put a table up in front of your kitchen windows and that will be a perfect place, or you might want to put them in your office, but it can get a bit messy, so make sure you put some newspaper or something underneath, or some plastic or something to catch the water. Okay, and don't forget to label them. That's it, you're on the road.